Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're venturing into the silent, dark heart of the earth to explore stories that serve as profound, albeit tragic, lessons. We're going to discuss some of the most harrowing incidents in caving history. These aren't just tales of adventure gone wrong. They are powerful reminders of nature's immense power and the critical importance of preparation, caution, and respect when we enter these beautiful but unforgiving subterranean worlds. Our goal here is not to sensationalize, but to learn and to honor the memories of those involved by understanding what went wrong. Let's begin with the story of Floyd Collins in 1925. An experienced caver, Collins was exploring Sam Cave in Kentucky, hoping to turn it into a tourist attraction. While navigating a tight passage, his leg became pinned by a 26-pound rock, trapping him in a crawlway just 9 inches high. The rescue effort became a national media sensation. For over 2 weeks, rescuers tried everything they could think of. They passed him food and drink, and a reporter even managed to conduct an interview with him while he was trapped. Despite the heroic efforts, a subsequent collapse in the passage sealed off access. When rescuers finally reached him days later, it was too late. The story of Floyd Collins became a somber lesson in the dangers of solo caving and the unpredictable nature of cave environments. Next, we travel to Australia for the tragedy at Mullumbimby Cave in 1989. A group of experienced cavers was exploring one of the country's longest caves. A sudden, intense rainstorm on the surface, miles away from the cave entrance, caused a flash flood that surged through the cave system. The immense power of the water was completely unexpected. 5 members of the group were caught in the deluge and tragically swept away. This event was a stark reminder that dangers in caving aren't always inside the cave itself. External weather conditions, even those far from the entrance, can have catastrophic consequences underground. It highlights the absolute necessity of checking long-range weather forecasts and understanding the hydrology of a cave system before ever stepping foot inside. Now let's discuss the case of Peter Verhulsel. In 2008, a group of 8, including 6 children, were on a guided tour of the Rincau Cave in Belgium. Verhulsel, one of the adult supervisors, reportedly deviated from the main path with a few of the children to explore a more challenging side passage. As they navigated the tighter section, rising water levels from an underground river began to fill the passage, blocking their retreat. While the children and the other adult managed to find a way out, Verhulsel became completely submerged and trapped. This incident underscores the immense responsibility that comes with leading others, especially young people, in such a high-stakes environment. Sticking to the known, safe route is paramount, as even a small deviation can lead to a point of no return when conditions change unexpectedly. One of the most widely known and heartbreaking stories is that of John Edward Jones in 2009. John, a 26-year-old medical student and experienced caver, was exploring Nutty Putty Cave in Utah with his family. He attempted to navigate a notoriously tight, unmapped passage known as the Birth Canal. He entered headfirst and, as he tried to wiggle through, became wedged upside down in an impossibly narrow vertical fissure, just 10 inches across and 18 inches high. For the next 28 hours, a massive rescue operation involving over 100 people worked tirelessly. They managed to rig a complex system of ropes and pulleys, at one point even lifting him slightly, giving everyone a moment of hope. But a technical failure caused him to slide back down, even more tightly wedged than before. The prolonged inverted position put incredible strain on his body. John remained hopeful and calm throughout, speaking with his family via a police radio. Tragically, he passed away from cardiac arrest. Due to the impossibility of safely recovering his body, the cave was permanently sealed with him inside, becoming his final resting place. His story is a devastating reminder that even for experienced individuals, a single misjudgment in a tight squeeze can have irreversible consequences. Another sobering incident occurred in England's Mossdale Caverns in 1967. This event stands as one of Britain's worst caving disasters. A group of 10 cavers entered the notoriously complex and flood-prone system. Hours into their exploration, a sudden and violent downpour caused the river upstream to swell. Water flooded the cave system with terrifying speed, cutting off all escape routes. 4 members of the party who were nearer the entrance managed to escape. The other 6 were trapped deep inside by the rising waters. The rescue effort was immense but hampered by the continued flooding. When the waters finally receded enough for rescuers to enter, they found that the 6 cavers had not survived. The Mostel Caverns tragedy led to significant changes in caving safety protocols in the UK, particularly regarding the study of cave hydrology and the importance of surface-to-cave communication. Let's turn to the story of James Crowlett. In 1991, Crowlett was part of a diving team exploring the underwater passages of Diepolder II, a deep and complex cave system in Florida. Cave diving is one of the most technical and dangerous forms of exploration, requiring specialized training and equipment. During the dive, at a depth of around 265 feet, Crowlett's dive partner experienced a serious equipment malfunction. In the critical moments that followed, a cascade of issues arose, leading to both divers becoming disoriented in the silted water and separated from their guideline. His partner managed to find his way out, but Crowlett tragically did not. This incident is a stark illustration of the unforgiving nature of underwater caves, where there is zero margin for error. A single equipment failure or moment of disorientation can be fatal, highlighting the absolute necessity of redundancy, rigorous training, and unwavering adherence to safety protocols. In 2007, a tragedy unfolded in the Plura cave system in Norway, another extremely challenging cave diving location. Two Finnish divers were attempting a long and complex traverse through the system when they encountered difficulties at a deep and narrow point. One of the divers became entangled and stuck. His partner, in a desperate attempt to help, also got into serious trouble. Both tragically perished deep within the cave. The initial recovery operation was deemed too dangerous by authorities and was called off. In a remarkable and controversial move, their friends and fellow cave divers later mounted a secret, private operation to recover their bodies, a mission that was both incredibly risky and deeply personal. This story speaks volumes about the bonds within the caving community and the extreme lengths they will go to for one another, while also highlighting the extreme dangers of pushing the limits in such environments. Now, let's consider the incident involving W.B. Will White in 1983 in Lechuguilla Cave, New Mexico. At the time, Lechuguilla was still being explored and was known for its incredible beauty and scientific importance. Will White, a seasoned caver, was part of an expedition mapping new sections of the cave. He was climbing a rope when he suffered a heart attack. His fellow cavers immediately began CPR and initiated a rescue, but Lechuguilla is incredibly remote and complex. It took rescuers 4 days just to bring his body out of the cave. This wasn't a death caused by a fall or flooding, but a medical emergency in one of the worst possible places it could happen. It serves as a crucial reminder that personal health and fitness are key components of caving safety. An underlying medical condition can become life-threatening when you are hours, or even days, away from professional medical help. Another difficult story is that of Eric Estebly in 2010. Estebly was an incredibly experienced and respected French cave diver. He was exploring a deep siphon in the Dragonnier cave system when he became trapped behind a wall of mud and rock, dislodged by his own air bubbles. A massive rescue effort was launched, involving some of the best cave divers in the world. They worked for days, digging through the unstable blockage in near-zero visibility conditions. They knew Eric had spare air tanks and hoped he had found an air pocket. Despite their heroic efforts and the use of specialized sounding equipment, they were unable to reach him in time. His story is a poignant example of how even the most skilled and prepared explorers are not immune to the inherent and unpredictable dangers of pushing the boundaries of underground exploration. Finally, we have the story of Nathan Druitz. In 2004, the 21-year-old was exploring a wild cave in a Wisconsin park with friends. The group was not using proper caving equipment like helmets or headlamps, relying instead on flashlights. Nathan tried to squeeze through a narrow passage and became firmly wedged. His friends were unable to pull him free and went for help. Rescuers worked for hours, trying to chip away at the rock around him and use lubrication to free him, but he was stuck fast. After about 8 hours, he succumbed to positional asphyxia, a condition where the position of the body prevents proper breathing. This tragic story underscores the absolute importance of proper equipment and knowing your limits. A simple helmet could have prevented a head injury, and understanding that a tight squeeze can be a deadly trap is a lesson that cannot be overstated. Never force yourself into a space you are not sure you can get out of. These stories are difficult to hear, but they carry vital lessons. They teach us to respect the natural world, to prepare meticulously, to never explore alone, and to always have the right equipment. They remind us that for every beautiful discovery underground, there is a corresponding risk. By remembering these individuals and understanding what happened, we can help ensure future explorers can pursue their passion more safely. Thank you for joining me for this somber but important discussion. If you found this informative, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more content. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time.